Hi everybody. Fingers crossed you can hear me okay. Do let me know in the chat. Oh, I can hear myself, so that's a good sign. Hi Hannah Marie and Judy, Sarah Jane. Hi Sabine and Lissa. Hello Martina. Hi Sonia. Oh, it's so nice to see so many of you. Hello Arctic Journals and Karen. Good morning from Chicago. Janet from Bristol. Oh, hi Annette from Marseille, France. Hi Christiane. Oh, Martina, you're from Guernsey. Martin, you're from Denmark. Hi, Sandra from the Netherlands. Oh, there's loads of you. Hi, Susie. Happy birthday. Oh, that's so lovely. I'm sorry it's rainy and gloomy, though, but happy birthday. That sounds lovely to sketch and paint for your birthday. Hi, Juju Succulents from San Diego. Hi, Vivi. Lane from North Carolina. Oh, my goodness, there's so many of you. I'm going to struggle to keep up. Hi, Caroline. Just got home been to a craft D-stash sale. Oh, I hope you had a good time. Hi, Jennifer from Indianapolis. Francine, hello. Graham, yes, it's so dark. I'm determined not to use my studio lights today, but it's very rainy outside. Hi from Germany. Vivi from Sweden. Hi from Braga. Oh, hi, Nicola in Portugal. Hi, Samantha. Lovely to see you again from North Yorkshire. Jolanda from Amsterdam. Valerie's from Cologne. Wow, you're all over the world. It's so cool. I love it when we all come together like this. Hi, Valerie. From Arizona. Still dark. Oh, yes, it's early morning for some of you in the US, so thank you for starting your day with me. Desi, you're from Antigua in the Caribbean. Oh, amazing. Katie from Richmond, Virginia. And hi from Scotland. Hello. So thank you all so much for coming. We are here to celebrate the final day of Sketchbook Joy. So we've just done 7 days of Sketchbook Joy. You might have been painting along, in which case I hope you've had a good time. And if not, and you're here to just paint our coastal scene, that's totally fine as well. I'm going to get our prompt list up. I don't know what the resolution... Oh yeah, the resolution's good. So these are all the things that we've been doing this past week, which has been really, really fun. I've been loving seeing all of your art over on Instagram. So huge thank you to everyone for taking part. We've got our final one today. So you might have already done it, in which case you can paint along with me again, or just have me on in the background as we create together. But I'm going to be filling a spread again in my Royal Talons. This is the sketchbook I've been working in this week for Day 7 Coastal View. Hi Shoko, Jen from East Coast US. Oh, hello from Malaysia. Hi Kristen from Spain. Dark and damp in the UK. You feel like a mushroom right now. I know, it's horrible, isn't it? I'm hoping for sunshine, but I did check the weather forecast this morning and we've got more rain. So we're just going to have to bring the sunshine into our sketchbooks ourselves. I'm always making blue skies when it's not there, and I plan to do that today. But yeah, if you have been working along with me in 7 days of Sketchbook Joy, we'll talk a little bit about that and how you found it. But I'm going to get our reference up for us. So our coastal scene for today is this lovely one here. So you might remember I did a live stream last month, and on Instagram I did a poll of whether we were going to do mountains or coast. And I thought, because we chose mountains for that one, I thought I'd keep the coast for a rainy day, and it turns out perfectly for today for our prompt. So we're going to be painting this lovely image. As I said, I'll walk you through my process as we go, and I can answer any questions and anything that you want to pop in the chat. Kalin, 5 a.m. for you in Oregon. Oh, hello, good morning. I wouldn't make any sense at 5 a.m. I'm so glad to have you here. Thank you everyone for coming and for all of your support. So I'm going to be using gouache today. So I started putting out some colours here on my palette. This is a tear off paper palette. I've got some white, so this is the tube of white that I use because I go through it so much. It makes more financial sense to just buy that in bulk. So this is a really good brand, so I've got a lot of that. Then I have cobalt blue for my blue, which I'll mix in for the sky. So I always start with my blues to keep them nice and clean. So once I've done the sky, I'll move on to the water. So here I have put on a cobalt turquoise light and a turquoise blue. So I'm going to be quite loose today. I want a nice energetic landscape, so I'm going to be using quite big brushes. Oh, 5 a.m. for you too. Oh, I'm so impressed when people get up so early. Lisa, everyone lives in such fabulous places except you. Oh, I'm sure you do as well. I think we all take where we live for granted, don't we? Because I'd love to live like in a much sunnier, warmer climate right now, but I know in the summer I'll be very happy. Hello, Heather from Nova Scotia in Canada. Lovely to see you. So I haven't got a timer for this one. I'm just going to be painting as we go. And yeah, it's a much smaller spread than I filled last time. So we will see how far we get. But yeah, no timer on this one, so just paint along with me if you'd like. If you're using different materials, let me know in the chat as well. I'd love to know if you're painting along with watercolour or using mixed media like I am. I've got some Neocolours, as always, to go on top, and also some Inktense blocks. You don't need to match these completely. It's completely up to you. You can use totally different medias. That's all good. I always encourage that. Hello, Robert. Lovely to see you again. Yes, very well, thank you. It's been a busy week with our drawing challenge, but very excited to round it off with this coastal theme today. Hi, Julie. Lovely to see you. And Susie. Oh yeah, everyone's sending Susie some birthday wishes. So I'm going to start mapping out. I actually am going to map out my horizon line, just to work out where I want this sky to come to. So I think we'll go, I'm not doing half and half, I'm going quite far up my page. And this just helps me see where to put my sky. Arctic Journals, you started using mixed media thanks to me. Oh, that's wonderful. And now really enjoy mixing your watercolours with other stuff. Oh, that's so lovely to hear. I can't not now. I find it really hard to just use one medium. Martina, you're using watercolour, and we'll see what else to use. Hi, Georgia. And Christina from Estonia, cannot paint along but enjoy watching. Oh, lovely. Hope you enjoy watching this come together. I have no idea how it's going to go, so we're just going to see what happens. But that's always fun. So no planning here. I do want to get this nice swoop here. So you can't really see what I'm doing, but I'm being very light with my lines. It's kind of just helpful to see where my blue will stop. So it doesn't have to be accurate at this point. And then over here we've got some more sort of rocks and things, some more of the beach. And the other thing is that my reference is quite small. If you would like to see it bigger, then you can download it. I've put the link in the description box, but you also don't need it very big. I'm always saying this with my patrons, that sometimes it's helpful to have it not super clear, because then you can create it in your own way without feeling really tied to that reference. Sanjun, just seen your live and joined. Rush to get your paints. Hello, hi from Hitchin. Oh, I'm glad you could make it. We're just about to start. Greetings from Toronto. Lovely to have you here. Paper Pigeon Art. Hi everyone. We'll be using watercolour and coloured pencils in a brand new sketchbook. Oh, how exciting! I'm still quite early on in this sketchbook. Which I think I had 2 spreads, and then I started the daily art challenge, so that worked out really nicely, because I know, sometimes it can be a little bit daunting starting a new sketchbook, but when you're in the middle of a challenge, or when you're starting a challenge, it kind of just forces you to just go for it, which I think is a good thing. So I'm just going to mix up a few different blues. Now I want a lot more movement in this sky. I've been playing a lot with skies this month as part of our Patreon theme. So I'm going to do the same here. And just keep mixing up some blues. So I tend to do light first, and then I'll sort of darken it up when I'm ready. So tend to do light to dark. But the beauty of gouache is you don't have to, because you can go over it with its nice thick opaque painting sort of texture. So I'm adding clouds. I'm kind of moving the clouds up, so you don't have to feel tied to the reference at all. If you feel like you want to make it a stormy sky or something, feel free. We don't have to match the reference completely, so I think that's always fun to do. Hi Anne, love following you and the joy you bring. Oh, thank you so much, Anne, that's so kind. Hello Hippo from Paris. So I'm just making up this sky basically. I've really enjoyed playing with skies this month, and I've been doing quite a lot of colourful skies and probably a bit less of these blue skies, but we definitely need some blue skies here in England, so I'm going to bring it into my sketchbook. I'm using my brush there for texture. And yeah, keeping things quite simple here. Yeah, pretty simple. I might want some of these to be softer, but I can always come back in with my pencils later on. That's the beauty of mixed media, nothing's final, you can always add more to it, and I often find that when I am adding on more is when it starts to really feel more me, and I like it a lot more. So there's my sky, so that was a very quick sky, and I'm going to start mixing up. To differentiate from the sky and the sea, obviously it's a lot more turquoisey and a lot deeper colour, so I'm going to use the turquoises on my palette, and I'm going to mix it still with that blue just to try and keep it all in a similar sort of colour family. Please manifest some blue skies. Yes, we need it, don't we? You're eager to start a new sketchbook but yet to finish the current one. I totally understand that. I have multiple sketchbooks on the go because I use different medias in different ones of them. But like with my watercolour sketchbook at the minute, I'm determined to finish that before I start another new one. So yeah, definitely understand that. So I'm going nice and deep. So I said I go light to dark, but here I've gone in quite very heavily pigmented already. And I can lighten this up later because it might be, to create that distance I'll need to, but I could always put on some white pencil instead. So I'm going to follow that line across. So yeah, nothing's ever permanent, so don't ever worry if you put a line out of place or a mark where you didn't want to. That's totally fine because we can just adjust it later. It's only paint after all. I'll talk a little bit more about that in tomorrow's YouTube video as well, where, you know, art should just be fun, and that's what this challenge has been all about as well for me. It's just enjoying it and having our community come together and paint together. It's been so nice to see so many of you all support each other in the comments. Okay. Oh, Anne, you're Artsy Ico Guy. Oh, hello. I can't always put 2 and 2 of who's on Instagram and who's on YouTube, so that's lovely. Hi, Angstinia from Norway. So glad to see you live. Hello. I'm sorry if I've just butchered the pronunciation of your name. Kim. And Leslie, oh, hello from South Florida. You send me sun if you give us some rain. Yeah, let's do a swap. Maybe not permanently, but I think we could all do a bit of a swap right now. Yes, we have 40 days of consecutive rain. This brush is by the Pigeon Letters. So this is a round brush. It's a size 16. So I have done a few of the online things with the Pigeon Letters and always had a good time. So these are from her brand, and yeah, they're really lovely, but I do have quite a few different round brushes. They're my most used brushes. I really enjoy using them. Round brushes in general, because I do find that you can get, because they're round, you can get that tapered tip, so you can get really fine lines and also really broad strokes. So very kind of Peggy to invite me to her things and let me use her supplies as well. Perfectly pronounced. Oh, good. I'm glad. Hi, Sab. Lovely to see you. Kim in Michigan. Oh, hello, Angela from Scotland. Got you on the TV, so won't be chatting, but love watching your work. Oh, thank you. It always makes me laugh when people have me big on TV because I'm like, oh my goodness, why am I on a TV? We still have a ton of snow in Ukraine. Oh, yes. So my husband was in Vienna for work this week and almost got stranded yesterday because of all the snow. His plane was very, very delayed and we thought he would be stranded there. He managed to make it out, but only just. I know there's lots of people. That snow was wild. So this is really, really vibrant. I'm going to start adding in a bit of white. I still want to try and get some of that movement, so I'm going to try and be a bit looser here. And I can always add in my Derwent ink tints as well. So I'm going to use the white of the page a little bit here for some of those waves. And again, it really doesn't have to be accurate because we can always add it on later. But I just want to map in these shapes, and then it's going to look rubbish at first. It always does. So that's why my kind of tagline is to trust the process, because things will get better. We just have to sort of let it get to that point. So this isn't quite as deep as I want, so I'm going to try and add in some of that blue here. But I'm going to let this layer dry, I think, and come back to it. I'm using quite horizontal brush strokes as well, because that's the way the sea is coming in. Good. You need to find a good budget-friendly round brush. So I also really like, let me try and find it in my brush pot. It's a De La Rowney Graduate brush. I think it might be on my draining board, which is why I can't find it. But it is De La Rowney and the Graduate brushes. So here's a smaller version. I've got a bigger one as well. But this range is really reasonably priced, I find. And yeah, these are the ones I've used for years, so I recommend that one. This is, I wouldn't say it's a watercolour brush. You can use it for watercolour. I tend to use it for everything. I also use them for acrylics. You just have to make sure you wash them really well. Okay, I'm going to really wash my brush here, because I'm going to move on to the sand. We were in a car in a snowstorm. Oh, hi, Maggie. Just listening, we are going to start painting. Oh, brilliant. Oh, I'm glad you're going to be painting along with me. Leslie, me and my style is what motivated you to get back into art. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. That always makes me so pleased to hear. I'm really glad. Oh, thank you so much, Leslie. Oh, that's great, Georgia. Yeah, do have a look, because I've used them for a long time and they hold up really well, especially with the way that I paint, which is, you know, I'm not neat with it. I'm not delicate. So it works perfectly for that. And they've lasted really, really well. I tend to not buy expensive brushes because, yeah, I'm quite rough with them. Let's put it that way. So I'm just putting in this lovely Naples yellow. I've added in quite a bit too much water there. And it's much more warm than it shows on the camera. But again, we're just mapping in these basic shapes. And I'm really looking forward to coming in with my green as well. So just basic shapes at this point, whilst we sort of work out where we are, and then we can always add in all our lovely details and things on top. Okay, because at the moment I'm not liking this, but that's okay because it's not going to finish like this. It's not going to stay this way. So let's start putting in my greens. We're going to trust the process, so I'm going to use some olive green here. Kim, you had 6 inches snow on the ground, then suddenly shot up to 50 degrees and got a freak thunderstorm. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Mother Nature has gone bonkers. It's wild what the weather's doing at the minute. Hi Katie, in Maryland, US, snow is in your weekend forecast as well. Wow, so you're going to have another cold spell. You only just all had that, didn't you? You're really heavy-handed, so I'll probably ruin... Yeah, exactly. It's not worth it. Hi Jolanda, sorry tuned in a bit late. This is gouache. So I'm using a mix of brands, mostly Winsor & Newton, De La Rowney and some Holbein, but it's all traditional gouache, so not acrylic. So I've put some olive green on and some elm green, and I also want to mix that with a really light one, so I'm going to use some cadmium yellow hue to mix into that one. Now I want lots of energy here, so I'm going to be, as I said, heavy-handed with my brush and quite scribbly too. So really using my brush to create those textures and that marks. I'm going back and forth to my palette. I'm just going to work this up so I can see. I'm kind of try and move with the land that I see. So we've got this coming down here, kind of creating a little bay there. So I find that I don't want flat colour, I want lots and lots of movement. And then we'll come up here for this quite dramatic one here. Again, using my brush for that texture. And although I'm sort of working my way around the picture, so I've done the blues, the greens, I can always go back. So it's not like I've moved on now and I can't go back to the blues. I can, I just have to be a bit more careful with the water so it doesn't get super muddy. Okay, so it's just helpful to put these in. I definitely want a nice brown here, and then we've got sort of lots of texture here from the bushes or the greenery, which again I'll come in probably with some Derwent Inktense pencil to suggest a bit more. Okay, so I think that's our base layer done. Which, yes, it's going to look basic at first, but it's a really good starting point, I think, for us to then add to it. So I'm going to let this dry whilst I move on to my dark brown. And I'm going to use a sepia for that, and maybe a mix of sepia and raw sienna. So just add that to my palette, and I can mix that in with a bit of Naples yellow as well, because I find using similar colours and mixing them into other colours that you then put onto your page really helps things feel nice and cohesive. So you can still add in other colours, but I find if you mix them with other ones that you've already used, it's really helpful. So let's try and get this craggly sort of rock face here. I do find that sometimes using flat-headed brushes also gives a nice effect, because sometimes I find that I'm using the tip of this too much, so I can't get the right sort of texture. So maybe I'll use this. Maybe I'll use a bit of both. So just kind of cheated that texture there, but I think it's important to move in that direction of the moving down off the cliff. And we've got quite a big rock here. And I can always come back in and neaten that up later, but it's enough to sort of start with. Okay, and then back here. So I did a tutorial, sort of a lesson on atmospheric perspective on my Patreon this week, and so I know to go lighter back here. I might change this up a little bit just to match my where I've got space. So again, I'm not staying super true to the reference. I'm moving things about a little bit. And then we've got some, that's kind of green. Something going on over here. Okay, nice. This is looking very, very vibrant, but it's a good base, I think. So I think I'm going to start coming in with some Inktense. Oh, thank you, Anne. I tend to just try things out and see what happens rather than being necessarily any meaning to it. But I'm just trying some, this is just a luminance, so I just want to warm this up. This is feeling quite cool to me. Let's see what we've got. So these are my Inktense blocks. You don't have to have Inktense blocks to do this, but I like to dip them in water. You can use watercolour pencils. They're just a little bit less intense than Inktense. Or if you've got the pencils, you can also use those. I just want to warm it up a little bit. It's looking kind of dirty though. But we'll work with it. And then we've got this lovely dropped out. Let's see if we're still here. Yes, okay, I think there was a slight little glitch there, but I think I'm back. Hopefully you're all still here. It might have been on my end, just me watching. I kind of froze. But I'm going to start adding in some texture. Hi Belle from Parma. Hello, lovely to see you, Belle. So I'm just trying to get some of this movement down. And this is where I can start adding in the contrast and the interest, and it's parts of this where it starts to really come alive. But this is where we have to still trust the process, because it's not where we want it to be yet, but it's going to get there. It's going to get a little bit closer. So I like dipping these into my water. And let's try this green one. Okay, that's probably a bit too grass green. Still here. Oh, brilliant. Thanks, Trina. Love this one. I wish that it had the shade number, but the name. This one is 1700. Usually I use them the other end and then it gets sort of, it dissolves off. But this one's still got it on. So this one's 1700. And I love the warmth that this adds. So you can see I'm kind of being a little bit wild here. This paper takes a lot, which is amazing because I'm really putting it through its paces. It's not come through or anything. Just check my my peaches from yesterday. And this is still a little bit wet, but that's fine because I can still come in, smudge things with my fingers, and just get really playful with our mark making. So this whole week's kind of been playful and fun, just trying new things. Hopefully it's pushed you out of your comfort zone. There might have been things that you've tried that you would never have done before, which hopefully you enjoyed or you just learnt from, and that's fine too. So just trying new things, that's what art is about, experimenting and finding what works for us. So hopefully the prompts did that for you. I saw some comments saying that they tried things that they would never have done before and really enjoyed it. So I really recommend just taking what you've learned from this week and going for it and just seeing what happens now when you apply it to other things that you create. Hi Corinne, I can't read French, I'm not very good. I can see that you speak French, but yeah, I'm really bad at French, so apologies. But hopefully you can kind of follow along with my painting. That's the one thing about art that's good, is it doesn't need a language necessarily. These are Derwent Inktense blocks. So they can be used as soft pastels, but I love to enhance them with water. So I tend to dip them into my water pot. They're wonderful. I've got a whole video about Derwent Inktense on my channel. Really, really recommend them. If you haven't tried them before, they are very fun. You can always just buy like one or two and see how you get on. I always recommend that with art supplies rather than a full set, but I really love these. I do have the full set because I love them so much. And yeah, big fan of these. Right, let's try and get some more scribbly texture and energy in here. So I really want to focus on energy and looseness in my work. That's something I'm always trying to capture. And funnily enough, it's always like, you know, it's not the easiest thing. It sounds like, well, just draw loose, but it's the thing that actually needs quite a lot of experimenting with. So even though it sounds the absolute opposite, smudge. When I've done some marks I don't like, that's where I'll smudge it out. So that's the beauty of the water soluble stuff. If I don't like something I've done, I can actually get rid of it just by smudging it a little bit. So this is already coming much more in line with what I kind of imagined by adding on these marks. So again, it's about trusting that process, because there might just be one sort of magic mark that really starts making things come to how you sort of picture it. Oh, Hippo, thank you so much for translating, and Anxunia, thank you. She does not understand what I'm saying, but that is a real pleasure to see me work. Oh, Corinne, thank you so much, and thank you, Anxunia and Hippo, for translating. Oh, that's so nice. And Sabine as well, thank you. Lots of French speakers in the chat. I'm glad I didn't try and speak French because I would embarrass myself. Oh, that's good. Oh, thank you, Heather. Would I? Yeah, Palma sounds gorgeous. Belle, sounds lovely. I bet you've got better weather than I've got here. Okay, so now I'm just taking a look. I could leave it here. I'm not going to, but I could. Like, it's at that point where if this was a study, then, you know, I like where it's at. But I'm going to see what happens when we push past that. So it's always hard to know, isn't it, when to stop. But I'm looking, I think I definitely want to work on the sea, the sky. So this is almost done down here. I think I want to add in a bit of a contrasting colour though. Let's see. Usually I use like a really hot pink. What's this one? I think that's kind of a maroon. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it's kind of a maroon. I think a pink would be nice down here. I might add that here though. So again, just playing around. I'm not taking this seriously at all. I'm just enjoying the process and seeing what happens. And I think that's where we learn the most. I'm not worried about ruining it or anything. I'm just seeing what happens. So I don't have a pink here in my little pot. So I might try and use a near colour instead. Maybe this one. This is purple violet. I just feel like it needs something. Just a little pop of colour. So you know I love to add in my pops of colour. But I think I might have to wait for this to dry a little bit more. I don't know, it just adds a little something there. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that there for now and move on to the sea. Oh, thank you, Hippo. Steph, hello from the Algarve. Oh, hello, Steph. It's a lovely place. Oh, that's so nice, Anxinia. Yeah, there seems to be a lot of lovely French people in the chat. It reminds me of what I did for the last day of Sketchbook Joy. Oh, yes. I might try and find that sketchbook. I can't remember which one it was in. Oh, I think it was in this one. The blue one. Nope, not that one. I've got a dark blue sketchbook somewhere. Here it is. Yeah, this has got... I know we're going a little bit sidetracked, but I'm going to let this dry. From here, which was day one of Sketchbook Joy. In February last year. And then the final day was... this one. So actually it was a coastal view. I can't remember what the prompt was. I didn't write it on here. I didn't realise actually that I was doing another coastal view for the last one. I actually wasn't a fan of this one. I found this really hard. This one feels, I don't know, it's way more energetic. But that's such a good point. Thanks, Hippo. Good memory as well. You like Katie's jetty better than the pic. It's more realistic. I love that, Kim. Thank you. I think sometimes it's just fun to play around with stuff. Hi Tammy from Nova Scotia, and yeah, Heather from Nova Scotia as well. Kelsey, what's the difference between ink tense blocks and near colours? Good question. So ink tense blocks are way more intense, as the name would imply, but I prefer not to use these dry, whereas with the near colour I can use them dry. So I just find that these are a little bit waxier, so they tend to be better for my pops of colour, and I don't have to wet them, whereas these ones I prefer when they're wet. I basically never use the ink tense blocks dry, so I apply them very differently. So that's the biggest difference for me, is the way I apply them. I can still use like near colours with stuff like this, but then I couldn't just smudge it away with my finger. Although these are water soluble, they just don't work in quite the same way, so I do tend to apply them quite differently. Yeah, my style has evolved quite a lot, and I thought that in the past year I felt a bit stumped, like I didn't feel like I've evolved at all. So it's really fun to sort of look back, because I know a lot of us would feel that way, to take a look back and actually see what you were creating last year, because you don't necessarily know what's happening at the time. So I'm using a cobalt blue here, so I just want this to be a little bit deeper. Maybe I will, so here is where I might, if I want it more intense in colour, I'm going to try this Inktense, dip it in my water, and you can see the big difference there. That's way too blue. So again, I'm just going to smudge that out. So it's not mistakes, it's more of just, I tried that, you know what, it didn't work. That's fine, let's not do that again. But actually where I've smudged that out now, I quite like how that's added that sort of depth to that water. Yeah, the coastal view from last year. You loved the challenge last year. It was so cozy and creative. You had a really good time. Oh, thank you. And I'm really glad that so many of you who did it last year have done it again this year. It's so lovely to see. Steph, you always feel like you need to create a drawing or painting that exactly matches the scene or picture, but you're showing here that an interpretation can be just as lovely and less stressful. Love your artwork as always, just came in too late. Oh, hi Nicole, thank you so much. Steph, yeah, I totally agree. I think it's very easy for us when we're starting to try and match that reference, but I tend to use it for that. It's a really nice way to start, but then I can change it up. And so as the sort of image goes on, as I'm creating, I look at the reference way less, and that's really helpful for me to sort of see it as my own thing and not have to match it. So I'm really glad that's helpful. I think it's one of those things that comes with a lot of practice, because yeah, I think you're just naturally going to try and draw it as you see it, which is no bad thing at all. But I do find that, as you say, it's much more freeing and fun to just play around and change things up. But I do think it's one of those muscles that you develop over time, which is an annoying sort of answer, because you have to put in work to get to that point. But it is definitely worth it. And I'm glad that sort of resonates. So I'm just kind of trying lots of different things. I've got this much more green sort of near colour here. So I don't think this sea is quite finished yet, but I think we're getting there. So I think we're almost there. Kim's saying that she paints very realistically in detail too. Working loose and watercolour were quite a challenge. Yeah, I found that when I started using timers, I really just had to let go of what I felt like it was going to be, because you just didn't have the time. So for me to paint loose, I used timers, but definitely like watercolors and using different mediums, and also things like bigger brushes can make a difference. So I can see that this just kind of stops here. So I'm going to bring this up a little bit higher. But I love the freedom that creating loosely brings, because I did used to be a very realistic digital artist, and I found so much joy when I started to just play with my mediums. Sanity Calamity, you love painting coastal scenes. Would I consider doing this as a monthly theme on Patreon? Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, definitely. I'll put it on my list for coastal scenes. We did do a water month where we did some sea references, but yeah, I'll definitely put that on the list. Hello, hi from Germany, a bit too late. It's all right. I mean, we're almost finished on this one, but there will be a replay, so you can always watch this back. But thank you for popping in. Christina, your colours are so beautiful. Oh, thank you, Christina. So I'm going to come back to this in a minute. Once I find that jumping around the page lets me have that little bit of space to sort of think about things. So I'm going to jump to the sky, especially now that it's dry. And I've got, this is a Derwent Lightfast in mid ultramarine. I just want to try and, it's not quite the right shade. I want to make this a little bit more, intense, not too intense. I don't want it to battle with below, but it just feels a little bit unfinished. I've been enjoying adding on these small marks as well. And I find that these, like, I can still add on my swoopy lines, but I find that adding on these small little marks, sorry, it keeps focusing on my hand. See if I can lock. No, wait, I'll lock the focus. It just makes it feel more intentional. And if I don't like it, I can always go over it. It's just paint. So yeah, it just feels like I'm being a little bit more careful. So even though you've been like super rough and loose, just tiny little marks like this just make things feel a little bit more like, oh yeah, I meant to do that. Like, I meant to be really loose here, but up here I want there to be a little bit more definition. Nicole, you don't know what's wrong with you, but when you set a timer, you feel the time is ticking away and can't draw. It makes me nervous, so I could not do. Oh, I understand that, Nicole. I think it's easy for me just because of practice. So what I would recommend, if you would like to do that and try timers, is to start with a longer timer. So say you usually paint in half-an-hour blocks, set that as a half an hour or longer, and just try and get used to that feeling. I definitely know that like 10 minutes was a challenge that I set everybody, and it was kind of mean of me to do that. But I know it's not easy to, create under that pressure. So you could try longer timers and work your way down, just to try and get used to that. But of course you don't have to at all. I love timers, but we're all very different artists, so perhaps working to pressure doesn't suit you, and that's totally fine too. So you don't have to if you don't want to. I just want you to have fun, and if timers take away that fun, then yeah, definitely no point doing it. Caroline, you'd love to have a nice relaxed week like this, maybe 3 times a year or 4. It's such a great fun, and a week isn't too much of a commitment. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Caroline. It is a lot of work behind the scenes, so I'm probably only going to do it once a year, but there are so many different challenges on Instagram that have a really nice community vibe to it, so always other challenges going on, but you could also redo the challenge as well. Like it's really nice to see so much community, so you can absolutely keep using the hashtag and create alongside it, but I totally understand the vibes. Steph Flicks and Chill, I love your username. You started using a sand timer. Oh, that's interesting. It felt more quiet than your phone. Oh, that's a nice idea. Just changing the timer so it feels a bit more relaxing. That's a really nice little tip. Yeah, no problem, Nicole. I mean, I hope it helps, but yeah, like I said, you don't have to at all. I just found that it helped me get going. Sometimes it's really hard for me to just start with art, whereas if I set my timer, it's like, oh my goodness, I have to go. But I also understand the opposite of that. Okay, so I think we're almost there with this one now. We've got 15 minutes to go, so I'm just going to see. I think I would like to add, I'm not sure on these lines, so I'm just sort of stepping back. So I think that's helpful to kind of take a lay of the land. You can see my marks up here now, which I like. And I like the contrast. I like these clouds. I'm getting very dirty with the Inktense blocks, so I need to be careful because sometimes I'll smudge something out and realise I have a really dirty finger, which doesn't help. So I'm going to look over here. Oh, hello from Cape Town, South Africa. You love watching me create. Oh, thank you so much. Heather, you know the dark blue Inktense was a happy accident, but I love the depth it gave. Yes, me too. I'm glad I smudged it out, but this feels way deeper here now. And yeah, I think just trying things is the best way to test it out because it's happy accidents and we love those. So I'm going to try and work on this C. So I thought we'd be live for about an hour. So we're a little bit ahead of that, but hopefully you're all enjoying this, and if you are painting along with me, I hope you're getting on okay. Just gonna try. It's kind of in that point where you don't want to overwork it, but sometimes it's hard to know when to stop. I'm let's see how we go. I did also have another sketchbook if I wanted to do a second version, but I don't know if I've got enough time. Unless I do like a super fast one. Right. So I feel like this needs a little bit of finessing. So I think I'm going to grab maybe a near colour. This is orangish yellow. Again, just warm that up. That's very subtle. I don't know if that will show up on camera actually. And maybe finish this line off. Oh, okay, I completely picked up the wrong pencil there. Let's just work with it. Again, let's see if this is another happy accident or not. Maybe I'll use this as my contrast line. I mean, it doesn't not work. I don't like it. I don't love it, but I don't dislike it. So let's add in some more texture here. So some lines. And then I think we're almost there. Because I am close to sort of overworking this one, I think. Heather's queen of overworking. Any recommended videos for someone new to gouache? Ooh, Janet, I don't know that I've done a video on gouache, but I keep meaning to. There's lots of amazing artists on YouTube, so you could try just searching. But I would like to do a video about gouache. So I might do a question box on my Instagram at some point because I don't really know where to start with it. So I'll get you all to help me with my Q&A. Oh, thank you, Trina. Rosie, you love my channel. You've inspired me to get you. Oh, I've inspired you to get your paints out again and try something new. I'm so glad to hear that. Thank you, Rosie. That's exactly what I want to do. I want to be just an encourager. So that means a lot to me. Thank you. Really glad to hear when you guys are inspired to create. Thank you, Steph. I'm reminded to like this video if you're enjoying it. Thank you so much. Gillian, you're done. You used acrylic paint and markers. Oh, brilliant. I hope you enjoyed it. How do you find the end result? Are you pleased? And Joyce, hello from Northeast Texas. Hello. Oh, I'm glad you enjoy me and my art. Thank you very much. Okay, so final pops. Let's see. I love this Chinese green. I'm just going to add this on just because I can't finish one without it. It doesn't feel me if I don't add a little bit of this in. Let's come in here as well. This is still wet up here. Try and get that swoop. Nice. And then back here. So often I use a sky blue near colour. This one here, which is not sky blue, is lavender. The French have named it lavender blue, which is way more correct. Let's see if I can add this anywhere. Maybe here. Okay, I don't think it needs too much. I'm just going to add that up there, maybe down here. It's like as if there's sort of flowers, I'm thinking. And I really like adding on pattern. Okay, yeah, I think I'm close to overworking this, so it's hard, isn't it, to step back. I feel like I need to stop and I can't. And then the last thing I was going to do was, I've got this Posca, white Posca, which is an acrylic marker, and I was going to try and just neaten out some of these waves. I don't know that I need to, I just have it here, but I think this will help just to suggest the waves are coming in a little bit. Yeah, I like that. So I tend to try things out and then I'll step back and be like, do I like that? And if the answer is yes, I like that, I'll keep going. If the answer is no, then no biggie, I'll just stop. So sort of taking stock of what you've done and then being like, was that a good idea? Yes or no? And then that's how I tend to work, and that's how I kind of find that playfulness. So I talk about play in our work quite a lot, and for me that's how I do it. So just neatening that up. Let's see up here. It's not super white because it is mixing with the gouache. That's the thing with traditional gouache, but it's enough. It's enough for me. And I think just sort of taking, before I sort of cool it, I think Just taking a bit of a lay of the land. There's bits that I'm not sure on. I can come in and adjust, but I think I'm going to call it there. I think that is day 7 done. She says, as I'm like adjusting. Let's see if I just add in a bit of a dark line here. Yeah, I'm going to call it there. This feels really, really colourful. I like this. There's a lot of energy. I like some of the mark making. I don't often use this sort of maroony hot, or like, what was this one? Purple violet, but I like that there. Got a touch of it over here. Could add a little bit here too. I kind of dot it around the page, but I love the vibrancy here and the energy. I like this a lot more than the last day of Sketchbook Joy last year. Oh, you can see I'm making a mess here. So I'm smudging my hands everywhere. Let's just neaten that up. Oh my gosh. Do you see how I'm like smudging? Okay, let's fix that, and then I'm gonna, I think there's a sign, isn't it, to stop. I need to step away because I'm making things worse. The thing with gouache is just like near watercolor, is that you can take things off the page, which is helpful. And I can also come in with white Posca. And white gouache if needed, but I'm gonna leave that before I make it worse. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely stop there. This is starting to curl, but a huge thank you for watching me create this very vibrant coastal spread. I'm going to take our reference away if you need it. It is linked in the description. Thank you, Hivo. Yes, hands up. You can all hold me accountable. Yeah, if you need the reference, it is a copyright-free reference, and I will leave it in the description box. The link is already there. Right, let's just neaten up my desk a little bit, and I can catch up on the chat. Oh, brilliant, Christiane. I'll take a look. Over on Instagram. Oh, it looks okay, Julian. You put a pic on Instagram. I look forward to seeing it. You have a white Posca like that, you use it for paint splatting. Oh, that's fun. Hi, Evie. I'm afraid we're just rounding up, but the replay will be available to watch. You will love to see the replay as you are still a snow painter. That's totally fine. And yeah, watercolours is you need a lot of patience for that, so I totally understand. I should have been reading the chat, right? You guys were all telling me to stop and step away. I need to wash my hands, that's for sure. And you're going to pull out your supplies and try your own coastal painting. Oh, brilliant. Love to see you painting it as it broadens your view of the reference. Oh, brilliant. That's really good to hear. I think it's always nice to see how other artists create from the same references, which is what I always love on like my Patreon, of seeing all these different artists interpreting things in different ways. Thank you. My painting looks wonderful. I love how playful I use my supplies. Thank you, Vivi. Evie, you started watercolour a few months ago and thinking of gouache. I feel like it's a good step. I really like gouache. I started gouache and then went watercolour, but you can still use gouache really watered down and then sort of work up with the opacity. Christina, thank you. Going to watch replay and paint it. Oh, brilliant. Thank you, Trina. Lovely art, lovely time. Time flew. Yes, always does, doesn't it, Sabine? Thank you, Belle. Wonderful colours. Hi, Valerie. Steph, yes, gouache is very fun. You joined late, but so happy to catch what you did. You'll go back and watch the replay. Gillian, you love the colours I choose. You don't have to, Evie. So I use traditional gouache. So when it dries on my palette, I can re-wet it. It's acrylic gouache that you have to keep moist, but you can re-wet it. It kind of changes the consistency a little bit, but it's not as stressful as sometimes it might feel. Georgia, you've been adding small paintings into your travel journal just from photos you've taken, but they look so good with gouache. Oh, brilliant. Oh, I love doing that and reliving memories. Thank you, Hannah Marie, for doing the challenge this week. Fun week's drawings. Bye, Hippo. Thank you for popping in. Oh, Jaggy had a lovely time. Christiane, a lovely time. Oh, thank you, everyone. Yeah, exactly. If it dries on your palette, you can re-wet it. Nicole, you've had lots of joy with your 7-day challenge. You will try to make day 7 this evening. Oh, brilliant. And then we've got thanks for the 7-day challenge and the live. You really enjoyed them. Thank you so much. I think that's Eve. Caroline, thanks Katie, that was such good fun, inspirational as always. Thank you everybody, you're all so nice. I swear I have the best community ever. I've had a really lovely week doing all of our different prompts. I've got my bits of paper between them to keep them safe, but I am going to do a video next week flipping through and sharing more of the process over on a YouTube video next week, just so it's all in one place. But I can't thank you enough for painting along with me and being part of my community. I've had such a lovely week with 7 Days of Sketchbook Joy. Let's get that little graphic back up. There he is. So thank you so much for taking part. You really do make it all worth it. Can I do more vlogs? You really enjoyed it? Yes, absolutely. I definitely want to do more vlogs this year. My next few videos are already pre-planned, but I'll definitely do more. Kristin, thank you. This challenge has reminded you how much you love art. Oh, that makes me so happy. Thank you, Kristin. I'm really, really glad to hear that. A fun week. Thank you, Tammy, for taking part. Isabel, I hope you enjoy painting it later. Vesta, you love this. Thank you for sharing. No problem at all. Always happy to share my process. Kim, so many countries represented here. USA, England, Spain, Africa, Canada. Yes, so many. I love how global we all are. Thank you for being here, Arctic Journals. Yeah, amazing. Thank you so much, everyone. I could ramble on for days, but I do want to just end it by saying a huge thank you for taking part or being part of my community, always cheering me on and being such an encouragement for me, that I'm happy to be able to encourage some of you with your art. So if you do want to share your work, please do tag me on Instagram. I would love to see if you're painting along or just doing your own thing for day 7 with Coastal View, then please do share. I really would love to see, and I'll put them on my stories over the next 24 hours, and we can get loads of inspiration from each other. Thank you, Trina. Thank you, Corinne. A bientôt. Bible Story Nights, thanks for the challenges, you've learned so much. Oh, Joyce from Created by Summers. Oh, hi Joyce, lovely to put a name to your Instagram. Sarah Jane, thank you, that hour flew by, loads of fun. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you, Kim. Love watching me grow. Thank you. You're all so lovely. Thank you so much. KF3609, I'm glad you had a good time. I will speak to you all really soon. I don't think I'm going to be doing another public live stream for a good while, but we do them over on my Patreon every month. And yeah, thank you all for being here. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll speak to you all really soon. Bye, everyone.